Right, so one of my favourite games is Death Stranding. I love picking up the little collectibles. And one of them unlocks a text entry. This one caught my brain, and it goes a little something like this. There's a psychological framework which posits that the human personality is comprised of various strands. Our inner mind and our outer character, each is a strand, which intertwine to make us who we are. And in nurturing each strand, we become better people and inure ourselves against physical harm. This is not entirely dissimilar from the concept of the DreamCatcher, a woven web of threads said to protect the mind from harm by trapping nightmares, thus ensuring that only pleasant dreams pass through. It's interesting that they made that connection between the mind and the DreamCatcher. It's sort of similar concepts. So upon researching DreamCatchers further, it turns out that that description isn't entirely accurate. So what the DreamCatcher actually does is it would catch any harm in the air in the same way that a spider's web would catch any flies, and that's why it looks like a web. Most DreamCatchers are very natural looking, they're woven things. But in Death Stranding, it's all made of steel. It's a very man-made thing. I want the themes of nature and man-madeness. There's probably a better word for that. Working together. The center of it should be nature, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for nature. So big up Mama Nature. But in the game Death Stranding, I like this sort of rock with its holes in the middle. And I can't remember if this rock in Death Stranding holds any significance to the DreamCatcher, but I really like that idea. When I was hiking Mel O'Bruchela in the Cairngorms, I grabbed a few stones. As I was walking, I was like, that looks nice, I'm gonna take that. As you do when you spot a stone and you're like, that's fucking dope, I'm taking it. But I had these stones, and so this is the perfect thing to put in the middle. But suspending it, I was gonna use some metal wire. So what I done was I took a SCART cable and I used pliers to cut the heads, the plugs off, and then a scalpel to cut the cable, so I'm just left with the wires that are inside. And so the SCART cable is used for old TV signals, and I like that the sort of crossover there of the TV is our dreams, it's fiction, it's completely made up. That's where the crossover happens. So that's wrapped around this rock in a sort of parcel way, keeping it safe and sort of harnessing the power of nature and transmitting that through the cable into reality. The frame of it was originally going to be a heart shape because I thought that was the most man-made shape, but tying stuff in between a heart shape isn't that great because they all want to just slide to one point and that doesn't work. So I went for the next best man-made shape, which is a square. Humans love things to be at right angles. I can't blame them. This was much better. I could actually get some tension on this. And I ended up weaving into this sort of star pattern, which has no real significance. It just looks nice. And the excess tied off at the end is just sort of unplugged. The signal's going from the rock into our atmosphere.